Welcome back to the Sneaky Link podcast with the Uptown Savior Jaetips. Part 2.
Part 2, y'all. Part 2.
What an intro.
What an intro. I am one of your hosts, Elaina.
I am your other host, Janelle.
And I am Henny.
And as you can see, we have Jaetips back in the building, back on the couch.
Back on the couch.
You are the first guest to come back twice.
Actually,
back.
no.
I mean, I'm not a weirdo.
What?
Skate's been here.
But was it an official thing?
Yeah, you don't count.
Yeah.
The first time.
Well, sorry, Damien.
Yeah.
No shade.
offense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
True.
I'm honored. I'm a big fan of the show, not just a previous guest.
Oh,
so
thank you
so much.
Thank you. I know. I can't believe it's been a year and a half almost since we've had you on. You were here early on in the beginning, and a lot has happened since.
A lot
then.
has happened. Yeah.
So we're really excited to get into it. As you could tell, we're extremely tired because we're coming back from All-Star Weekend.
Me and Janelle literally just landed, like 3 or 4 hours ago.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
This is also pre-recorded, so
Yes. So
yeah.
we talked about All-Star Weekend in the last episode.
We're going to talk about it again because all 4 of us were there.
Yeah.
So
We were.
we can hear his side of the story
Yes.
or of the weekend.
Booked and busy.
Before we get fully started, though, as y'all already know, we already hit 10K. But that shouldn't stop you
10K.
from following us on Instagram.
Yeah, because we want 20K now.
Yes.
Yeah, 30.
We're not going to do like a road to 20K, but like.
Yeah, we're not
sure
doing the
we'll
road
get
no more.
there.
Like, just tell your
We're
friends,
done
man.
with the road.
Man.
Word to Agatha. YouTube. If you're watching us, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Please and thank you.
Sneaky Link Pod, and on our audio platforms, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Sneaky Link Pod. Also,
Yeah.
Apple Music.
You can find Jaetips on Apple
somewhere,
Music.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
See?
Somewhere hiding out.
If you are also watching us, you see our sign.
You see this
Look at
sign?
it.
You see
Official.
that?
Look at it.
Yeah.
Quite on the
Shout out
set.
to Elena's parents.
My parents got me that for Christmas. So cute. They're so cute. Like,
I know.
I was
Look
like,
at
oh my
us.
God, you guys, I love it.
We're official.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
We appreciate y'all.
But let's get into what we are all wearing today. Henny?
So I feel like a big a-hole because shut up. I am coming straight from, All-Star, and I was not aware that we were going to be able to confirm Jay for Monday. So
crazy.
I did not come prepared with my Jaetips, man. I'm very upset about it. So now I look like the oddball out.
Yeah, but the fives are fire.
The fives are cool. They are like shout outs to, Michael Jeff Jordan. Happy birthday, Michael
Happy
Jeffrey
birthday,
Jordan.
yeah.
It
Michael
is
Jeffrey
his
Jordan
birthday.
today when we are recording, which is
Yeah.
the 17th today?
17.
Yeah.
Yes. Aquarius gang.
Aquarius Gang.
I'm very upset about it. I do like the shoes, but I feel once again, I'm always the one to never be
That is
on
definitely
theme.
true.
Like they had on Valentine's Day stuff the last time.
When Corey came on, we had
showed her, she's
circulate
like,
stuff.
why are you guys wearing that? Because it's a Valentine's episode with Corey on. Yeah,
Oh
the
my
circulate.
God.
She's like, why don't I'm never in the loop? I was like, it's me and Janelle never planned it.
I know, at all. It's-
I don't want
just go with
Saucony
the
to watch
themes.
this and be like, she can't be a part of anything.
And it's not like I can let her borrow my pairs because
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm two sizes bigger than her.
Yeah, they would be up here loose as hell, looking all clownish. I would look a damn fool.
That'd be so
but
like, yeah.
I know, but
What else
yeah.
you got on?
I have on Elaina sweatpants. I have on her Union Jordan sweatpants because
They're a good pair though.
I also didn't bring a lot of sweatpants, and the pair I have are dirty, and I wasn't about to wear them on here. Have on just a gray jacket and an ALD, I think, fitted. Shout out Teddy Santis. Yeah, what do you got on, Jay?
Me, I have on the Jaetips Jazz 9 by Saucony.
I like this one a lot.
Unreleased. I have on some South to Southwest collab with Better Gift Shop sweats.
Oh, nice.
I have on a Jaetips hoodie. I have on a New Era jacket. My name in the inside because I'm
Nice.
making a lot of money.
I love that.
Yeah, little Jaetips in cursive.
That's cute.
Oh, that's
And I have on a Jaetips hat.
Cute.
And, I think a Balenciaga bag or something.
Yeah, a little something.
New Era, let us get on the little thing. We can do something with Jaetips. You know what I mean? It could be like a Jaetips sneaky leak collab. That'd be cute. Like,
I make that happen.
you know what I'm saying?
You said?
A hat, a jacket, anything. Can you imagine? He's already got a lot of brightness going on, right? As far as the color
We could
palette.
do pink.
And we have pink and yellow. He uses those colors as well. I can see it. I see the vision. I think it would be nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got on me?
I have on the Omni Grid 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is that what these ones
I
are?
see you knowing
I'm
your-
learning my numbers.
Verbiage of the shoe.
Were these the to-do lists?
Yeah, the to-do list.
Cutie,
Yeah,
yes.
love these.
Love them. Beautiful color.
Subtle but bright.
Yeah, I like the little hints of pink because it's like the neutrals and the blue.
This is the better one, by the way.
Wait, what's the other color? Because you got
purple.
yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
all of you got all
No,
of
not this one.
this one. Which one did you get?
This is the
all
one I
of
got.
them?
I thought
I got these.
I don't
Okay.
remember the shoes.
I have those. I have these too, apparently. Yeah. I don't have these. Nobody has these. Look, sneaky leak colors. It's a yellow and a pink.
Oh.
See?
Okay.
Told you.
But
Sneaky link bear.
just a Skims sweatsuit and a random T-shirt or tank top. I don't know what brand this is.
Okay, so I have on the Jaetips Matrix. These are the no shoes in the house.
Yeah, no shoes in the house.
No shoes in the house. Drop that complex con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my favorite pair from the pack, by the way.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
See, I got the pink and blue ones.
And, that
And I also did end up getting the pink and blue ones because those were also
I can't
cute.
wait for
But this was
springtime
actually
to
my
hit.
favorite one. I got on scrunchy socks.
I'm dead. Not you wearing the socks.
And I got on black leggings. And then I have a Hypeland Inuyasha Kagome sweater on. It's also the end of Black History Month, so I thought I'd wear something black owned. Shout out to Jordan from Hypeland. Black owned business.
Shout outs to being black.
Shout outs to being
Yeah,
black.
being black's amazing. Thank you, Elaina.
I'm an
Clapping it
ally.
up for us.
Oh, and I have a New Era. Wait, is it New Era? Or is it 47?
Oh, they.
Actually, I really don't know.
It's all the. It's
came
still new
together
era,
now.
but
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I have a corduroy LA hat on. That hat on that I got when I was working at New Era.
I didn't know you worked at New Era.
I worked at the little. They had like a store in LA Live, like right next, right attached to the stadium where the Nike
Like
Vault
the
used to be.
corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
got
worked
it.
there for a little bit. Shout out to Mello. Pickups, I guess.
What have we picked up
That we didn't talk about last
that
episode.
we didn't talk about last episode? I mean,
Y'all got
I don't think
stuff.
nothing.
yeah, I mean, just coming off of All Star, all the stuff we picked up there. Did you grab anything at All Star?
Yeah, I got black toe ones.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Galaxies. I got.
Okay.
Okay.
I got the All Star Kobe's.
I wanted
you
those
came
actually.
up.
I like the
Yeah.
Kobe's a lot.
I got the Bricks and Woods New Balance.
Shout outs Casey.
Yeah.
And,
I think we're gonna have to make it over there.
Yeah.
I think that's it. And then I went to Jordan's party. Got a little Brandon Blackwood bag. I like that.
Hey,
Yes,
went to our
we
party.
did.
Yeah, those bags are really dope.
What
Like,
color did you get? The silver or the gold?
Gold.
Everybody got the gold
you got the
except
trunk.
me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, they had some
that's
clutches and stuff too. The clutches were fire.
Oh,
there
I
was
didn't
like,
see
but they were
that.
like more of a leathery, so
Oh,
it was
okay.
different.
Yeah.
Can I ask? I don't know if we want to answer it on camera, but like, how does it work? You know, wearing other brands, being with Saucony.
Well, I guess that's a situation people ask me a lot. Even when people are seed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any like exclusivity.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so
ain't
it's-
nothing wrong then.
Yeah, it's I guess like morally, sometimes people just associate me with the brand
Absolutely.
Yeah.
because I guess how much it kind of centered around me. But it's like no, I'm still like, I knew you before I was doing this. Like I I'm probably like a really big sneaker person, but
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of step away because you see people's eyes, like they start to look and wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, I understand like people, like we had gotten a conversation with someone over the weekend about like loyalty to the brand and this and that. And I'm only going to work with Nike and all that. And I was like, I understand, but like he was talking about a different field, but I was like, you can often limit yourself when doing that. And especially like you're a creative in like a different way. And it's really awesome for the opportunity to work with a certain brand and have multiple shoes. But you know, I think it's really cool that you can expand as well.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. You said that about, because I meet a lot of people that are very, very like, I'm Nike, like they live by Nike.
Yeah.
But to me, I always looked at it like if I was still like sitting on my hands and waiting for like a Nike opportunity, then everything that I've accomplished in my life wouldn't happen.
That's
And that's not that maybe they wouldn't call one day. It's like they just, you know, it's
You would be missing out on a lot.
You would.
To get you to where you could get there.
And
you
like,
know
let
what I
alone
mean?
we said, you know, it's been 1.5 years since you were here, and you've done so much in
Yeah.
that 1.5 years. Like
my
you're,
flight miles.
Yeah.
I mean, congrats on everything. Well
Man.
deserved.
Seriously.
Success.
Appreciate it.
Even since the last time we saw you at Complex Con, you've dropped like 5 different shoe sets.
Man.
Yeah.
This time is
Multiple
fun.
complex cons too.
Multiple complex cons, right?
How many shoes have you put out as of now?
So the one I'm wearing now would be my 10th
Oh,
shoe
wow,
with
okay.
Saucony. And it's crazy because like you said, that 1.5 years ago, people were kind of still like learning about me, wondering why I even have shoes, and
Right.
stuff. So just to be able to be not only keep creating, but also be in that conversation every year for some of people's favorite stuff, has been, you know, I feel like I've definitely earned it.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
sure. I mean, you had
Yeah.
Sneaker of the Year. Well,
It was up there on the
to-
board.
yeah.
I got kicked off last year.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Your first shoe, though, that was definitely a big year
That
for
was-
you.
That was a huge like moment.
That was
too.
a great
Yeah.
breakout
No,
shoe.
yeah.
That was
to,
a good
be on
breakout
the
shoe.
scene.
Like now that you've
was-
seen it age, you can see like what kind of moment it had.
And we've also talked about the fact that like you know, aside from the fact that your product is great, how hard people in the community go for you. Like
Yeah.
like regardless, I think of what you were to put out, like I think people would just eat it up because you're just
They
a
fuck
really
with
cool
you.
person, and everyone fucks
Yeah.
with you.
I think it's moments like all of us just getting off a plane coming from All-Star Weekend. I think to see someone just like yourself that just is feet on the ground, shaking hands, hanging out at all the events, but also collaborating with the brands. Like I think that's something I take with a lot of pride and dignity, that like I come from this community. So
Yeah.
it's like each step of the way in each project, people are like, you know, like I can go on this path. Like,
Right.
forget anything I'm doing, but like you could have your own path. Like, because you've seen impossible. So.
Me and Henny were just talking about this morning because she noticed that you hit like 100K followers, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
But like just hit it, but like to us, it's like you're bigger than
that. But that's
than-
what we
than
also
numbers.
realize,
Yeah,
that
'cause,
numbers
like,
don't matter.
Numbers don't matter at all.
They don't matter at all.
It's crazy
Because when you think about how hard the community goes for you in multiple cities, y'all, like, and that's not easy to do, to have, especially in these flyover states and cities people consider to be flyover. And then you have all these people just showing up, standing in line, regardless of whether, you know what I'm saying, knowing that they may or may not even like get a pair is a huge thing. So
I also think that's important for brands to realize in like their collaborations, that like needing people who are, like you said, on the ground and like are of the sneaker community, like it holds a different weight than people who just like the big names that get brands or they get collabs and stuff that just like get swept under the rug.
which is crazy
shit.
because like, because I always think about this, but when we think about somebody, and no shade to Miss Billie Eilish, but when
I
we,
was literally that's
Yeah.
exactly who I was
Dead.
thinking about.
very talented lady, by the way, because I'm never here to tear nobody down.
Oh, she's very talented.
But when I think about someone of her status who is like a megastar, a household name on a global level, but then when you think about the shoes that she has released on the Jordan and the Nike side, and in my opinion, they did not perform well.
I agree.
And when you think about someone like you, who is, you know, a household name in the sneaker community, you know what I mean? But you don't have half the numbers she has, but your influence in the sneaker community is way heavier than what hers is.
We've
It's
even said it
interesting.
with Beyonce and Adidas.
Yeah.
Like how, you know, I mean, it
Yeah.
did great amongst Beyonce fans.
Yeah.
But that was it. Not like in the sneaker community.
Right.
That wasn't really like a big moment. It was like, oh, this is Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of these brands and a lot of the people that make decisions are still trying to figure out the combination of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, is it like hop on moving trains? Is it like do all the front work and let somebody just take the credit? Is it like take a risk and like maybe it doesn't play out, maybe it does not? But
And also like predicting it like so far out at the same time, because you don't like, you know, all this stuff takes time to come out.
It really
not
do.
like that. So it's hard to really predict 2 years from now when you're dropping something, how it's going to be received and what's going on in that community.
yeah, or like some of the advice I got when I just got started, like just the flat out somebody telling you like you got to stay hot in the middle. Like that's just something we can't do for you. You have to. You have to. You can't fall off. You can't. You can't go out of business. You can't. Certain things like you got to figure it out. Like imagine somebody telling you like, you know, we're gonna change your life 16 months from now. So now you like every day you can't tell your landlord
Just
that.
wait for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
just wait. Just you wait.
Pay the bills.
So you know that's just something that everybody, the people don't really see, but it's like it takes so much from every side of it. Like who we gonna invest in and stuff. But like one thing like being feet on the ground that so many people come up to me and say is they be like, you may not know the effect that you have on the community, the next generation, and even just the kids that are coming up. And you're going to see it a lot later because I think my path, my story has shown people that like the unconventional way still can see success and it still can work out. And it's also like maybe there are like a lot of hidden gems. Like, like maybe everybody in the community isn't just a collector. Maybe they want to do something and affect these brands and change these brands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Message for the children and anyone who wants to be in the
impact.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Impact over influence.
So, obviously we haven't talked to you in a while, but can you kind of walk us through the last few releases you did? Because these came out first, or I guess afterwards.
No, so I guess last time I
ones?
seen you guys, it was right before the Grid Shadow 2 came out. Ones that we
dropped at that
released.
complex.
And to me, that was a shoe that I was like, you know what, the first one was really wild. Let me do something. Let me show people that I can do something a little bit more like calm down. And then since then was these. The Omni, which was probably the longest break, was about 9-10 months. But you know, Saucony's biggest release, Saucony's biggest.
Oh, really?
I was the first ever collaboration on a kid's product.
Nice.
Yeah, the kid sizes were so
I remember
cute.
That was big too, because you know people love having the young ones get fresh with them. So.
And also like the side of the business that people don't see either. It's like, you know, around this time now, we going from being in like certain stores to now you in Kif, and now you in Concepts, and now you in Undefeated, now you in all these places, and it just like you seeing like the transition from projects, like the project before, all the stores are kind of like, how do we carry Saucony, and now this one you seeing yourself at all the stores you filling out raffles for now, posting your name and stuff for your shoe, and then 3 months later we're going into Complex Con with the Matrix, which was the first time they released a shoe since 2000.
Oh, really?
Wow.
But you know, very very interesting shoe, very futuristic.
Yeah,
but still
but it's. I think it fits the time.
Yeah, but
now.
so I was still. I was honored to be able to design something that wasn't out in any way. Like you don't even see people with retro versions of it.
Yeah.
To me, tested my will as a designer because it was the one that I was nervous about. Like,
oh, really?
You know, just to be able to, like, it's not a lot of things you can do. Like you'll probably see with more colors, like as they go, it's like all right, we're gonna get some black, we're gonna get some orange, we're gonna get like, so just to be able to freak it. And then now we're going into the Jazz 9. The Jazz 9, I designed these a long time ago. These actually were gonna release at Complex Con until I was like, you know what? It says I love you. Let me do it around like Valentine's Day, V-Day kind of thing. So so now it's like, you know, a lot of releases.
When you showed these, like what, about a month ago? Like a month ago, yes, in Paris, yes. Okay, I was just trying to remember like when, because I was like, I remember I saw these, and I remember when they, I guess you leaked them on the internet, like that day, like a lot. It was a lot, like
No
just
bells
all
and
over the
whistles
TL.
either.
Yeah,
It was just straight.
people just sharing. People literally just shared it.
And now now I get to talk about it. I was trying to do like a party. I was trying to do like a premiere party. I was
that
trying
would
to
do the whole shebang.
Yeah.
I was trying to do like a commercial. I wanted people to like catch me in Paris, maybe doing something and then see the shoe. But then like, it's just a lot of stuff wasn't aligning. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just post these in my hand.
Yeah, honestly, like
That was perfect. Though. Sometimes
like,
that works
for
though.
like sneaker socials, like that's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Like and it did what it needed to do because everyone ran with it and it was everywhere. Also, shout out to my girl Jess. Love her. She also was in Paris Fashion Week and shot the shoes for you too.
Yeah, I try to even that. Like I try to be intentional with who models and who's a part. Like she's a big part of the community
Out there,
in the UK. So it was like, you know what? If I go to that part, like I should use someone from that part.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You talking about Jessie that you did the campaign with? Okay. Yeah. She fly. She been fly for years
girl.
too. Yeah.
Love
I like her. These are actually my favorite you've done so far out of everything. Out of everything. I understand like the first one is the one.
No,
Yeah, I understand that, but for me, like what I wear.
I like this because it feels like a different tone from all the other colors you've done, even though it's still bright and it's still similar. Like it just feels like a totally different like color palette in a sense. Like
Thank you. And I try to be not just when it comes to the color of the shoe. I want to make the stuff that I know I would wear. Like so, I think to me, I like the models that I'm choosing. Like I think the models I'm choosing is like I would wear it. Like
Is this line in 3M?
This.
What is this?
This one is not. This is not 3M.
Okay.
There is a part
when
of the
you
shoe
look
that's
at it,
3M
it kind
on
of
the
looks
side.
like 3M when you first look at it. But I'm kind of blind too.
Yeah.
she is definitely
No, I'm
blind.
like seriously like
When you asked this
legally
3M,
blind.
because the first sample did have 3M.
Okay.
Changes. So I looked down and said, "What do we keep?"
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, I see. There's little hints of it.
Yeah, that's the part of the game that you remember. Like, wait a minute, what did I take off?
Right,
Again?
Yeah.
That's dope. Are we allowed to ask like what were the major differences between the samples and these ones?
No, so the sample was it was more like it was a little bit like more staticky. Like the yellow wasn't as bright. Like I tried to do like almost like a pearly kind of like it almost looked like it's yellow mixed with like beads.
Okay.
Kinda. So it was just a little bit. It just looked a little darker, but I feel like for my idea and what was my influence for the shoe, this looked like it told the story a little bit better. So I went with this one a little bit more solid and like based off the reaction and people felt like sometimes I get kind of like pigeonholed into your shoes look the same sometimes.
Yeah.
So I was like this one definitely with the yellow definitely hit people upside the head.
Yeah.
I like them.
What is the story on this?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
Yeah, so
Or do you want to wait
to
to
me?
roll
No,
out?
I could tell.
Wait, did you tell us the name of these ones yet?
This is the I Love You But I'm Busy.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. Okay, I do remember.
So
seeing the name.
me, a lot of the, a lot of people that may follow me know I was designing hats before I was designing shoes.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I designed a Super Bowl pack for Hat Club, who I was designing for at that time, and one of the hats was inspired by a Disney pinwheel.
Oh.
So like the one with the little fan at the top.
Yeah.
So
I thought that was a really cute hat. By the
So
way.
to me, it was like I was like, how do you translate that into a fitted? And to me, it was just always just one of the best hats that I feel like I designed. So when I seen this model, I was like, I thought that inspo of like that Disney fun thing, which I lean into a lot. Like I feel like Disney and like Ralph Lauren and certain places just have so many different color stories and so much different
that are signature
patterns.
too
Like
to them.
sometimes with like Disney characters, you could look at the character, you could see just so many different layers of color and stuff. So to me, it was just like I'm still trying to tell Easter eggs from people that have been in the past.
I have
like,
a question.
Bringing hats to shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know this because mistake me if I'm wrong, but when you've dropped any of your shoes, have you aligned hat releases with that as well with the shoe?
I have for my brand Savior. I'm right now at the moment. I'm not design. I can't design any league hats.
Okay, got it.
Because of just business and how things. Be. Now, like the Dodgers and the Yankees are like, who the hell is Jaetips?
Right.
Okay, Dodgers.
So things are different now, but that's been like the coolest part to be able to align like a New Era project with the Saucony project, or like this shoe. Like I did a suit with Paper Planes, Rock Nation.
Okay.
So being able to just align like, all these Zooms, like you getting on them right after each other, and they're like, oh, what you want to do? what you want to do? I'm like, since I'm already doing Complex Con, y'all want to do Complex Con with me?
Oh, that's
So like
dope.
now this next 2 hour block, we could all just talk about
Right.
Complex Con. So it's
I
just
love that.
it's been fun to kind of meet timelines and stuff like that.
I know you've always played in the space of apparel because that's what you were doing prior to even having the shoes, you know, with like the sweats and stuff like that. But I definitely would like to see in the future like more apparel.
Same.
Like,
I was thinking that.
like especially like when we think about like kind of like how you like chimed into like the kids shoes and stuff, like seeing like a varsity for a woman's that's maybe cropped or like something like that, because
Very nice.
you have a
Especially
really
with the pinks.
you know what I'm saying, because also he has a really good ratio between women and men who buy his stuff, so he has enough like consumers that'll buy it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not, because you know a lot of people always be like, oh, the girl stuff sits when we try to, you know, put it out there or whatever. It's not performing like the boy stuff or whatever. But like one thing about it, like when your shoes drop, I see it's not just like a whole bunch of dudes, you know, or a whole bunch of girls. It's literally like
It's
down the
both.
fucking middle, and that's rare. That you don't see that all the time.
I think the sizing helps with that, because then you don't differentiate it between gender or sexes.
Yeah.
You know, you just look at the shoe and be like,
Yeah.
you just know it's coming in your size. And that's actually how I felt when like the first like Yeezys had dropped. They just dropped and there wasn't
it
there
wasn't a women's or a
it wasn't a
men's.
woman's shoe. It wasn't a men's shoe. It was just a shoe.
Yeah.
See
And it just came in all size variations. So you were just able to get that. And I love when brands do that to begin with, because
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
you don't
Agreed.
get the conversations that we've had all the time about like women's releases being better than
Climate,
men's.
yeah.
You know, like the shoe is just a shoe, and it comes in every size.
And it's for everybody.
It's for everybody.
And I've argued that's usually the best way to go about shit.
yeah, honestly.
No, and yeah, I guess to piggyback off what your feedback, I wouldn't say feedback, but just to me, I think that's like my goal now. Like my goal now is like, I feel like as much as I was happy designing hats, still design hats, is like it was blowing up so fast. It was like, oh, I can't blow my music up just as fast, because
Right.
the world doesn't happen like that.
Right.
And even with shoes, it's like it was my dream come true to design a shoe.
Right.
I didn't know the first one was going to be the shoe of the year. I didn't know what shoe of the year existed. I didn't know
Yeah.
what it meant.
Yeah.
So I just think now, like when you look at like a what's your 5-year goal and what you're trying to do, and it's like I want my brand to be in the same stores that just carry my hats and my shoes and stuff like that. So, you know, hopefully next time I'm on the couch, I'm talking to you about my fashion show and
Yeah.
things like that.
Would
So,
love that.
I would
just
love
tryna-
that.
Since that's where you were rooted in to begin
Yeah,
with, you know.
was that
Yeah.
side. Would it be possible in the future for you to create that store to carry your stuff in?
Oh, I would love to. That's one of my big goals right now, to create some type of experience.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say just store, because I go to a lot of stores and you love the people, but sometimes they're very slow.
Yeah.
So I would love like some kind of like fusion of like either coffee and shopping or restaurant
Yes.
shopping,
That
I
would-
love that.
or something, just to be able to bring people in, but it's also like, this is what we're catering to. This is a theme, and this is how this is going. And it might be a event here, or it might just be come in and work. or
Yeah.
Yeah.
come
I was
in and
going to
shop.
say, I really love that, like, with that, all the themes that you have done with your pop-ups and Complex Con and the way they're curated and
Yeah.
everything. Like, there's so much attention to detail with everything. Like, I love it. It brings things that people in. So to hear that you would do something similar with a store is, like, awesome.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, and I learned that from like the years of being like at conventions. Like when I was on the road with SneakerCon, they would always tell me like, you know, people gonna shop, but you got to keep them here.
Yeah.
So how you can keep them here? So like if you already sold out everything within the first 2 hours, like
What
now
else you
just have
got?
to sit-
Yeah.
sitting up for
Empty
7
booth.
hours.
That's facts. Like people
So-
are just like, oh, you know, because there's been plenty of times, Complex Con and everything, where things are sold out and you just walk by the
Walk
booth, you
right
don't
by
even,
them.
and it
Yeah.
just looks dead, you know.
Yeah.
So that makes
That's very
sense.
true. But also, like what you were talking about earlier, you can also sell an experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I don't care if it's like you said, like a cup of coffee or you know anything, because people want to come in and experience it and share it with other people, or like take that photo of that coffee cup with like Jay's face on it. You know what I mean? Or whatever. People really
designs
fuck
on
with that.
top.
Yeah.
It's a whole fucking
Oh,
thing.
even at Complex Con, you had a little drop with the Rejuvenator.
Yeah.
Oh
too.
yeah,
I
I
forgot
want
about
one
that.
of those.
Yeah.
That would be
So we got some.
very cute. Have you done like when you worked at Foot Locker over the weekend? Did you do something with
I did something with Crocs.
Crocs?
Yeah, they told me come through and
Okay, well, in my head, I was like wondering, haven't done a Croc though, huh?
No.
I think
You've never done any kind of slide in general.
That would be crazy because like you would do something really like funky. I feel it. Like I feel like
this would be so lit.
and you a comfy nigga, so like it's just.
That's what I was thinking, like in my head, like a slide or something. But I was like, fuck, Crocs would hit so hard. Like that would be so.
I know
dope.
Saucony has models that are like similar to that too, though. That they play in that space.
That
a lot.
would be really cool, like like a house shoe or something.
Saucony recently
that.
showed me like some mules and stuff that they're working on. But Crocs, you heard it here. You know what I'm saying? Like but I would love, to be honest, to work in any other foot space. Like, I feel like that's the one thing. Like not shout out like Salehi, but
I was thinking Salehi. I was thinking Salehi.
He can do it. Hit every brand and go and just do his thing. Like I still haven't been able to like sit down in another
because even like
situation.
We see it with Ronnie and Kith and doing multiple shoes. We see them get like different shoes and like and we all sit there like, dang, they really doing a bunch of different ones. So I would love to see that for you. Absolutely.
Well, manifest it over me. Bro.
Yes.
I mean, it's very possible.
And I know these brands are listening. So
they always are.
To go back to what's it called, All-Star Weekend and stuff, you didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
like you didn't have anything, so you were just there. Like,
it was the first time ever, like because we're so used to seeing you working.
Yeah. But I did a lot, but you didn't see it yet. Like,
okay, I see what you're saying.
No, so I have learned that like some of the best business deals happen at like
absolutely
a bar or
we can attest to that.
Over
someone
breakfast.
just being like, wait a minute, you're Jaetips. So now like sometimes they get to put the name to the face, so they can do certain things, and so it's kind of like an unintentional pop up. Like I wanted to be around. Like I feel like I'm so deep into the shoe stuff that I like when a brand pays me to design something, or I like when I just gotta go do something real quick and take some pictures, and you got 4 Instagram posts and stories to do. Like sometimes you want to remind them that you still available and you're not you still outside.
I love that.
So.
Not too good for all that stuff.
Because
people try to act like they too cool.
Very much. Because even with our event on Thursday, just seeing you in the crowd when we were just on our own panel, and I looked up briefly and saw you and Robbie there, and I was like, damn, he really here and he really supporting us, and that's fucking cool, man.
We love you.
Because somebody who's like doing so much like is still not not too cool to come and support us, who we just starting to get our ground solid. So I was like, that's really cool.
No, but it's important for me to support people that I'm fans of. It's important for me to move around and not just let the work consume me, because I do feel like stress kill people. Like,
it happens.
Oh my God, talk about it.
Sometimes I'm in meetings so long, I'd be like, but when do you do the work? Like, if
right.
I'm in a meeting every day, and y'all want to talk back-to-back days.
Yeah,
when did I get the chance to do what I said I was gonna do?
Yeah.
So just to be able to breathe and just decompress and stuff. So like it means something for me if people come up to me and talk to me and be like, what you doing here and why you here and stuff like that, or even just be able to say like, I'm coming to support my friends. To do this. Like it means a lot, but it also helps me at the same time. So it's a little selfish flex there.
Showing face and making those connections are really important.
Right.
I mean, even like we had our event on Thursday, and that was like our main day of like working, but like us being out and in those rooms all weekend, like we talked to the right people, we were in the right spaces, and we kind of booked a lot of really good people to come up and like putting our name out there and getting the recognition. So I feel it like it still is work in a sense.
It is
networking.
So
and that goes to say like if I could tell anybody advice, like it's not always gonna come to you. Like some people are truly gifted. Some people are like top of their DM has a $1 million offer, but most of us don't. Most of us have to go get it. And, and I think that's how I figured it out. Like I'm someone who went to Nike campus 4 times and was just trying to get 15 minutes out of people's time just to be able to now be able to collaborate with other brands, just because that 15, that 5, that initiative, that coffee break, that little it's been times where I met someone in the cafeteria at Nike and just I stood with them online for them to get a green juice, just for them to be like, that's all I could talk to you about. Like you have to go get it.
Yeah.
And I tell anybody, like, your story is not my story, but it's also like you can't just sit on your hands.
You cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot.
And All-Star Weekend and stuff like that is fun. So you could be around like a lot of people in the industry and also
beneficiary.
like, pick up some product.
Yeah, it was a
that
lot
you
of fun.
did.
Yeah.
Damn.
We're tired, but it was worth
Tired.
it.
You could tell.
We
don't
are
got
tired.
an ounce of makeup on.
Man, we in here raw today, y'all. Like we are, bruh. We are like
I mean,
we raw dogging the mics.
I don't making it sound like
We're bare. I'm sorry, not raw.
I will say, I think that is the one thing that I've always appreciated about you, and just seeing you since like we had first met the first time you were on the couch, and how much of a sneaker like person you are, just like in the community. And like I love how like on the ground you are, like especially like within sneaker Twitter, and so you just be tweeting shit, and I'm like, I love this. It just feels like more
Believe it or not, me
personable.
too.
it does.
I don't. I love
it.
being in
Does.
the
It
mix.
gives you more of a connection to, you know, the people around you and the people who support you and everything. And I love that.
Yeah, I've just seen sneaker Twitter, like my little expressive tweets go too far. Like just me just venting, end up on every blog and every repost.
It's like,
it wasn't even that deep. I wish I didn't even say it now. Like it's just stuff like that.
Yeah,
Damn, I was just trying to get something off my chest, not make it a moment. Like,
I talk about this all the time. Like just because people aren't going to receive what you're trying to put out, right?
Yeah.
Like you can say it verbatim what it means, and it's not up to you for them to receive the way you said it. And people are always going to, you know, receive it however they feel. You know what I mean? It's why communication is so important. You know what I mean? But to your point, on Twitter's in shambles. Let's be honest. And it's not X, it's Twitter. But since one little thing can turn into a literal war, especially on sneaker Twitter.
let's talk about it.
Yeah,
segue
like,
into that.
it's insane.
That's our segue into Sockgate.
Yeah.
Dun, dun. We need like a report.
No,
Dun,
didn't
dun,
Corey
dun.
make something?
Dun, dun, dun.
Didn't
Yeah.
Corey like
Dun,
make
dun,
a
dun.
t-shirt? Or
Corey
like
is
a mock-up
horrible.
of something?
Like, he did.
Oh, the
That
shirt
shit
would have
was
been funny. Saucony, and it was a sock.
No, that was brilliant.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I gotta go back and find. I'm pretty sure I have the screenshot still. Okay, yeah, let's get into it, because at the time that
It was for this one, because the to-do list.
Yeah.
when the to-do lists were coming out, you had a whole rollout of
People running errands,
people
essentially.
running errands,
Yeah.
doing shit,
To-do
going to
list.
the laundromat, doing their laundry,
Everyday shit.
and wearing scrunchy socks.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it, because someone that we've had
Issues with.
issues with was trying to come at you for the way that you dropped your campaign, or what they wore in the campaign,
How they wore
and
it.
stuff. And it turned into a whole big thing on sneaker Twitter as well, about scrunchy socks.
Yeah. Did you see her tweet specifically, or did like you seen the commotion it was getting and people
We're sending it to
were sending
you.
it to you?
I think I've seen like the usual suspects of like Twitter. Like,
We already know who that is.
We know who it is.
no, but I don't take that as a shot. But I think
We know.
some
There are
people
people who are-
like if you need to know what's going on, you go to their page.
Absolutely. Shout out Sneaker Fetish.
Shout out Corey.
No, so I think I just kind of seen someone defended me, and I had no idea what they were talking
You were
about.
like,
I'm
huh?
like, what?
Like someone was like, "Tips works hard." And I was like, "Tips works hard." So I don't. So I didn't know what they were talking about. So I remember just kind of searching my name, which
Not
I'm
the
not sure how
voice.
much other people do. Just kind of throw your name in there. And I seen like the comparison stuff, and what's interesting about it is, surprisingly, like a lot of people have similar ideas.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time.
No, I remember being stupid in high school and taking pictures in the freaking laundromat thing. Like, and that was like forever. I was like, that's not a.
Yeah, and I think the interesting part about it is that wasn't even the way I wanted it to be shot.
Yeah.
That was like all we can get that day with the time that we can get. So it was, to me, it was just one of those things where it was like, you kind of damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Right.
But the campaign is like what I've tried to do with every Saucony shoe is try to build some intention on like why you wear these shoes, because at the end of the day, is like you may not wear the Sauconys to get fly, so wear them to run an errand.
And these are
Also
comfy as
calm
hell for running errands. I will say that these are nice.
Also, you can look nice while you do it. You know?
Right, because it's still a nice shoe.
I feel like it's definitely something you could wear very cozy and pop with a little bit of color. So.
But
just trying to preach intention, and at the end of the day, I think doing laundry and running errands, I think is very New York City. I think it's very New York City to kind of look overdressed for the part, no matter what it is.
right.
So to be honest, just someone feeling, but I also think there's a lot of depression in our community too.
100%.
So I think that just people just kind of feel like, if I'm good enough to have these ideas, how come I'm not getting the opportunities? So I just think maybe sometimes it's a little bit mixed with that over like, if you really feel like somebody stole your ideas, like, oh, well, if my ideas are good enough, look, these brands have to be watching me.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that. But it's like, I don't take it personal because
I mean, at that point, you can't.
I think there's like a way to go about things though, because I think instead of making that a negative moment, why not just like highlight your own stuff and be like, oh, we did it together, like I did it too, but not in like a negative way, you know? Like, you know, when you see a celebrity or somebody really big do something, you're like, look, I have the same A, B, C, and D. Because it's kind of like in a fun, cool way. Like, why not make it into something like that? Like a fun comparison, not like a negative, like you stole my flow type of shit. Like that's what really made it weird and like ugly.
But and also like scrunchy socks or
slouchy
socks, whatever, have been around for fucking
forever.
Years.
Like, did she not know that the 80s was a movement with
like,
the fucking
what?
slouchy?
But also,
and if I give a little insight to something that maybe I never said before, the model brought her own socks. So it's just something like that where it's like. So it's like for me to kind of
you gotta zoom into me when you, because I just looked at the camera like this, like
cherry on top.
Please zoom into my face on that one.
I'm not saying that maybe people are looking at what you're doing, but that was
just like unintentional.
But here is the thing, and this I hate this shit gets on my nerves. When you look at the campaign, it is literally about your story in New York, right? Running errands. This is not an innovative campaign. This isn't something that is like, look what I did that's so different. That never is what it read. It is something very broad, something very relatable, and yet you're so self-absorbed because you want attention that you decided to insert yourself into something that actually had nothing to even do with him. The girl showed up wearing some socks that
he was probably
weren't even under the direction of anything.
I think, to be honest, like sometimes when you're shooting certain campaigns, of course, like you're explaining like you can like maybe
like plain stuff.
We'll insert certain things, but it's also like for sock choice, just neutral.
Non-branded. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just little things like that.
BYOS.
That's why I was so confused. I was so confused when I first got on because everyone kept hitting me up because look, I don't talk on Twitter often. Okay, I come in like once a quarter, and
like
when I talk,
tornado. And
when I do talk though, and people know it, that shit be going like up. So I decided to go take up for Jay. That tweet started going up, but when I was looking at it before I said something, I was like, why is this a thing? Like, if I'm being honest.
No, honestly, the fact that it turned into what it did was like.
Even Jazzy Ray got on it and was like, girl, socks have been around since like forever, like since I was young.
Yeah, it was a portion of it that after a while I wasn't getting mentioned no more.
It just started. People just started bullying her.
Per usual.
But I think she kind of low key liked it. But
no, I had said this earlier. Like I feel like it's like a rage bait, clickbait. You know, you're just trying to get engagement, whether it's good or bad. So, whatever.
Yeah, but you know, I do think that a lot of people have similar ideas. You gotta have thick skin in this industry. You can't
Absolutely.
Really take things personal. There's been times I've seen people do things and it's just like they couldn't have took that from me because my idea hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So it's like my idea is still in my mind.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you learn. Sometimes you learn the hard way. Sometimes you just gotta learn that you gotta get over it quick.
First of all, there's nothing new under the sun. Let me say that. Second of all, it's also about how you deliver it. Delivery is what's new, right? It's how you deliver it to your consumer. But also, Rick Rubin says this a lot. He says that when you have an idea, right, and if you don't act on it because it's already happening in someone else's head, right? If you're thinking of something that you think is just so cool, or like, you know, it would be a thing, like our podcast, for instance, like you having Savior, whatever, and you're just thinking about it and never acting on it, you cannot be pissed when someone else comes through and acted on that like thing and made it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, like kind of what you were saying, like, oh, but I have A, B, C, and D, and I thought about this, and I did this and that.
Like, why didn't you do it then?
It's execution. And even when, let's say you have executed something prior, let's say you did act on the idea, that time may not be your time, but if you're consistent, your time will always come. And that's how I see shit. Instead of taking things personally, keep working. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes people take shit way too, like, out of jurisdiction when it was not even that to begin with. You know what I mean? I see that a lot in the sneaker community. Like, when we start, especially Nike and Jordan gets it really bad. So, like, they could come out with anything, and you know what I mean, and they'll be like, that was so-and-so,
everyone's always gonna say something,
and I'm sure you've dealt with that yourself. I've heard comparisons between you and Joe and whatever else, but that's kind of fucked up too, because it's like, what, because you got two big black dudes from two poppin' cities that do two different shits. They tell two different stories. There's similarities, but if you really pay attention to the product and
completely
you pay attention to them, you would see that there are so many differences. They're just telling the story from their perspective, from where they come from. And I hate seeing the comparison sometimes, because you're not even actually like looking at what's happening or how the story is being told. And I don't like that. Like, y'all need to like really pay attention instead of just seeing something from the surface and then speaking on something that you really don't even have all the knowledge or facts about.
Agreed.
Well, sneaker Twitter will definitely run with whatever is right in front of them. And that's really where it gets fucked up sometimes. But they be popping on there though, so I can't be mad at it. We've gotten some topics
it's
from
so
there
unhinged on there.
So.
That's why, like.
And
I think Twitter, to me, I get nervous on Twitter. Twitter's like real mind control. I wasn't even thinking about this.
Right.
When I get on here and I'm talking about it, I'm in an argument. Like, I only think about this because I open this phone. Like, close it.
Yeah. Twitter's, I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't even know half the shit that's going on Twitter if she didn't come and like screenshot like what's happening.
I really, like, I don't be on, like, I be often on Twitter, like, same. So, but she'll be sending us stuff and we'll be like,
is that what's happening over there?
Shit since 09.
Yeah,
I've had my account since 09 too.
Yeah,
but it's like some that like it's just it's real toxic on there, y'all.
It absolutely,
you know,
is.
and
there's no place like it, man.
There's no place like
no
it.
Place
there's
like
no
it.
place like it.
Always feels like getting jumped. People coming out right and left.
Yeah,
I'm
people
dead.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, you're the first person. You don't even follow me. Like, how you seen it?
Believe me, we get ate up on there all the time. We don't even have an account on there.
Don't say much because I'm like, I can't. My mental health isn't.
We catch strays all the time. Soon as Kari posts a video of us from something, it'll be like,
I know. Our P-Rod episode. The minute we posted something, like, of course, there's like people in the comments, like,
Twitter, actually.
no, not on Twitter. I'm saying like on just socials and stuff. Though, you know, there's always the few who have something to say.
Yeah.
And like you've said before, like being women too, like you have to be like on your P's and Q's about shit because there's always a male in the corner trying to discredit you.
Yeah.
Fuck them P's and Q's, because y'all don't be on them P's and Q's either. So if you want to call me on it, I don't know every damn thing. Only thing I know is that I don't know a lot because I'm always learning, right? Seriously. And if you have that mindset, dude, sky's the limit. Seriously, because nobody wants to hear somebody that always has the answers.
I know it all.
Right?
But like I had said this
You know?
over the weekend at All-Star, I was like, you know, one of the things as women is like especially, you know, like in male dominated spaces, which is a lot of things, that it feels like we have to like sometimes know 10 times more than, you know, men, because the minute we don't know something, they're pointing it out, they're this or that. And I know it happens to both sides. You know, like people want you to be a know-it-all, but when you're an asshole.
You're an asshole, yeah.
But it's okay to still be like learning things. And
Always.
it's growth. That's growth.
We all started somewhere, y'all. All of us, like on our journey, like I think Elaina hasn't worked in the store, but like Elena's been collecting a long time. But we all come from store culture, right? Yeah, there was a lot of shit we didn't know before we got to that store.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether that was the product inside or how shit works or who comes in,
SKU
who wants
numbers,
what, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is all an experience.
Yeah.
Oh, color codes. I haven't heard that in a minute.
Man,
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
they're embedded into my brain forever.
Yeah, no, me too.
Forever.
I'm like, oh, okay, these 100s. It's
White
blue color.
001
Oh, okay,
black.
I used to love I used to work in a really big Foot Locker, so like looking in the color codes, you see something that like a different number, you're like, ooh, what's that?
I know that's about to be popping. You know it's gonna be so fun. You get to them 700 to whatever. You be like, what's it here?
2, 3.
Like, yes.
Who done mixed something in here?
Right.
Messed their whole thing up.
Yep. I already
You
know.
know this shit's out of place too because they're not in order.
But what be the worst is when you think it's gonna be something and it be some bullshit. You be like, what the fuck?
You think like you know the color code, but it's like completely off from what you thought it was. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, man.
Good times.
Stockroom.
Good
shit, man.
times,
Oh, my
man.
God.
I'm dead. I don't know anything about that. but like going off of like learning stuff, like is there anything as you know you're developing more shoes and stuff like that you're still learning along the way?
Yeah. I like you just said, like you don't know everything. Like so I think to me during like this journey, as much as people love the creations I've made, like learning materials and fabric and what goes with what and what doesn't look tacky and what doesn't look like, I've been lucky enough that like my samples look exactly like how it looked on the computer.
Okay.
And how it
nice.
looked exactly how like I had it in my head and the colors I put to the side. I'm like, no, this is how I want it to be.
That's cool. Yeah.
Which sometimes for other partners, even with Saucony or other brands, sometimes you hear like they're sampling to death, sampling sometimes for a whole year, trying to get a color right, trying to get a different feel. But like me, I just try to learn a little bit more about communicating your ideas. Like I think that's one thing that I learned about just being a designer in general is like, you know what you like, but sometimes you don't know how to say it. Like you don't know how to mention like just the technique or just what this is and stuff. Like sometimes, and even me, like I've learned a lot about fabric through being a sneaker collector. Like I maybe didn't know what mohair was or certain things until I seen another brand do it. So that's also like something that's important too. Like, and I love that Saucony does is tell us something that you like. If you can't figure it out in this million book library, tell us like the shoe that used it, or tell us like something like this, and it will help you.
Right.
So, but to me, I think as time goes, like I would love to be that encyclopedia of like I want this to be ripstop, or I want this to be a nylon, or this, or even touching what other brands are putting out, and being like, oh, this is wow, I never seen it like this. I wonder how they did that, and just applying it to your own projects and stuff. That's why like Fashion Week and stuff is cool too, because you can see what other brands are flexing, their technique, and be like, oh, all right, I see.
Like I didn't even know you could go about it that way.
Yeah,
right.
Do that. All right, cool. Now I'm gonna go think deeper. And stuff like So I just think continuing to be a student. I think the moment you think you knew everything is the moment you start to go in other directions.
Yeah, 100%.
Just keep learning.
I like that. Very well said. Oh.
Well, I know we have like minimum time with you.
Yeah.
Because we got to get you out of here too.
Like just after 7, just about to be 7:30. So
okay. We can
Yeah. But when do these drop?
yes,
He's come out. When it depends on when this episode comes out.
this episode comes
This
out. Let me
episode
double
will be
check.
out
Not
This Friday, I
No,
thought.
the following
February
28th, the last day of the
28th,
month.
The last day of Black History Month.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
I'll say it comes out soon. It comes out next month.
Okay.
Okay.
Looking forward
Comes
to
out-
it.
It definitely comes out
Women's
next month. Just ready to get back to work. I think one of the hardest things in the world was to have 3 different drops in 9 months. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. I was
That's
like,
a lot.
holy
Not a lot of
shit.
people do that. So
yeah, so just be able to tell 3 different completely stories, drop 3 different products and stuff, and be able to flush the mind and make everything feel different. It's been very interesting. I think that I'll learn for the rest of my life how to work at this space. But I always tell myself, like, just a lot of people's dream come true. Get it done.
Yeah.
Get it done. And Jordans used to come out every Saturday.
yeah, that part.
Figure it out.
And they were selling out.
Yeah.
Selling.
You just talked about your like having so many shoes come out in the last 9 months, and I feel like we've talked about sometimes the oversaturation of collabs. Well, I guess especially on like the Nike Jordan side, but also especially with Ama Maniere and how like they've been pushing out like so much stuff, and it like has been sitting. Luckily, obviously, you don't have that issue. you know. But do you feel like sometimes you're coming out with too much, like at one in like a year, I guess?
Yeah, like have you told them like we need to push it back, or?
I think the thing about that is even the going back to being a student learning. I think there's a backside of the business that people don't see because they are consumers or they just. It's also like, what's the sweet spot? Like, what am I supposed to make? Like, how many is this supposed to be? I think from a lot of brand aspect, it's very scary because when you make these orders, not only I hope you like these shoes in 16 months, you also have to predict how many you want to buy or how many you want to sell. And for people that maybe don't know, it's like on the designer side, creative side, when we get the shoes, we have to pay a bill too. So
that is very true.
We got to make sure that we selling them and we making sure we hitting that net 30 and paying these bills and stuff. Or like, just the same way like a credit card, they gonna close your account and next drop you just gonna get an appearance fee. So or design fee. So it's just little things like that where it's like even that, like when I see on Twitter brands get a lot of rap for like quantity or still having stuff. It may be like, hey, we sold 10,000 pairs so fast, fuck it, let's do 100,000 now. And now like you got 100,000.
You get scared too.
And maybe you sold more, maybe you sold 30, 40, but after that 30, 40, it's like it was done. Like so like now you got all these shoes and you're trying to figure out what to do with your life.
I have a question for you.
So it's interesting.
So I know like with a lot of these shoes, there's usually like like a nice amount of units where a lot of people can like participate. Do you see yourself in the future with any of your releases like kind of like trickling down certain, like let's say you got like 3 shoes coming out and making one color like just super, super limited or like friends and family only like, something like that. Do you see that for yourself in the future since you are dropping a lot of product at once, like maybe kind of like saving some of those like silhouettes for like a special moment or a colorway for like a special type of something or like,
I would like to. I wanna get more into having stuff that like I can only get like 100 of and stuff that's more like promo, like only my ones got it.
Right.
But one thing that I have been really spoiled with is a lot of stuff I'm working on. Like Saucony's a rare brand. They have an external sales team. So if people see the stuff I'm working on and it's Jaetips this and this has Jaetips name on it, they're like it may have started at a small idea, but now these people want to host an event, and so they want to buy more. They want more. They want. So I try to make something. Like I have something coming up, like after these that there is going to be a Jaetips only colorway.
Okay.
And that it is with that intention of like of it being a more splash. It doesn't have to be something big. It's just a splash.
Okay.
People got that one because they support me and my website and stuff. So
I like that.
I like that.
Just trying to be more
really catering
strategic.
to your core consumer and like
and
who really
people
fucks
like
with
that shit. People like the exclusivity.
You know
or
what fuck
something
people
special.
heads up, even though you probably already have it in your head or it's gonna happen. But like having something that was just so like plain. Like no, I'm serious. Like something that's just like I don't know, like how you just said like a splash of color, or all white shit because it's something that they wouldn't expect. You get what I'm saying?
But then
like,
it comes with markers and you do it yourself.
like that would be because that would fuck people's head because they wouldn't expect it from him. I would like to see some stuff like that come from you because like I think you have such a like a vast people that follow you that are all come from different spaces and like to put things on differently. That would really just like expand the dimension. You know what I mean?
I'll say a little jewel so people can go back to this and be like, oh, he said it here. But I have worked on something where the version that I'm gonna first take a picture of is a version that's a solid color. So you're gonna see it as like this is a solid color. But right. Every other shoe was the process of how to get there.
Right. I like that.
I like
all
that.
The colors and you'll see everything in the other shoes, but the one that I'll post first, I'm pretty sure people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, Jaetips did something kind of
different,
kind of different, left field." But then you'll see like the rollout coming. You'll see me get freaky with the other stuff.
Ooh, I don't know if Saucony. Sorry, I have so many questions. Yeah. I don't know if Saucony has signature athletes or not. But would you like to have like an athlete you collaborate on something signature?
Oh yeah, Saucony's really big in the running world.
Okay.
So I have seen like a little alignment where like they're like they're marathon runners and stuff, and they'll try to like get us in the same room and stuff. But there hasn't been any design conversations. But I would love to. I
think that'd be really cool.
To be honest, I love what I do so much that I would design stuff that's just it is for other people.
Right.
Like I think that my dream when I was a kid was to just be a designer of or work on product in some way. Like it's tough when everything is like this is a Jaetips shoe. But if I can just create just stuff that I know is like this is up my alley and this is for you. I would love to do that.
That'd
like
be awesome.
We need to get Jaetips an Olympic
really
moment,
cool.
okay? Olympics will be here, but
In
you know,
LA,
before you know it, let's
2028.
get him an Olympic moment.
One of
Cause
the breakdancers was wearing my shoes in the last Olympics.
oh really? I didn't notice that.
Not the one, but one of the other ones.
Okay, not her.
I'm dead.
That would have been a bad look.
What was she, Australian or New Zealand?
She was from Australia.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
He said not that one, but
Yeah, it was I don't have her name off top, but just no one even knew. They knew that she was gonna wear Sauconys because you know how brand stuff work. Like I'm not sure she was already sponsored or something.
Yeah.
She decided that the Jaetips was the one to go with. So I was happy.
Or even seeing a boxer come out like in some Jaetips shorts, some like little, you know, tight. Like that would be fire. Like
Boxer
super
shorts,
fire. Yeah.
Hopefully we get there. We work towards it.
Yeah, we want to see it.
So before we get you out of here, then what else is in the pipeline? This
Yeah,
year?
let
What's
us know.
2025 looking for?
What else
you?
should
Yeah.
we expect
Looks
to
and
see
busy.
from you?
No, 2025 I think is going to be probably the most important year of my life because I do think that you can only do what I've been doing for so long. So I think the business, the what's next factor has to kind of step in. And I just think that's always been me for people that follow me. Like I'm going to have to take it to another level eventually. So what that other level is, like, you know, you got to wait and see.
Ooh,
Okay.
we're excited.
We are.
So after this,
Yeah.
are we chilling?
No, we right back in the summertime.
Okay.
Or hopefully with some, delivery dates.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the summer.
One more thing. Can you help us get Westside Fly Guy Habibi on the pod, please?
Oh, yeah.
please and thank you.
She had
Westside
sent.
Gun, he got a
She sent. Yeah,
and he's one of the reasons that it happened. And I think that's really fucking cool.
we want. That's definitely because what
Have
is
you guys
that Complex?
I know I've never met him. I'm a huge fan, but never
Because
met
he was
him.
showing him at Complex
Sorry
with Genevieve,
to
right?
Put you in group chat with him.
Please, because I'm a stan. I'm a Griselda
God.
stan.
Drop
Well,
some
I guess a lot of people
ad-libs.
wonder like what or they question what I had to do with that. To me, that's all I ever did for that situation was we were in Paris. He wanted the Omnis. And all I did was put him in a group chat with the Saucony people, and everything else went.
That's
I
so
love
fire.
that. That's amazing.
That's
And
so
it was like, hey,
fire.
I'm leaving. Can he come by and get the shoe?
Alignment.
And just that's all I had to do with that, other than just
That's
being a
dope.
good
Something so simple change
simple.
someone's like.
But exactly,
life.
right place, right time, right room.
You know what
what
I'm
I
saying?
mean? Putting yourself out there.
And that was really simple.
Yeah.
And like, think about it. Like, once again, going back to like the Billie Eilish conversation, but like really big numbers, right? You know, Westside, Griselda, huge in rap, right? But when you think about it, with your influence in the sneaker community, you still help somebody who, quote unquote, may have a bigger name get on. That is so like, not only like important, but like beautiful, to be honest.
But Saucony, the one thing that people don't see is like because you're so used to everybody wanting the product from the other brands. Like Saucony still is always very grateful when they like how'd you get this person to get the shoe? How'd you get them to wear it? That's amazing and stuff. So like people don't really see that side where they're so happy just to know people like they stuff. So, but that's also why I have advice for people all the time. Like you just trying to get the job with the big dog. Like it's a lot of other shoe brands that probably got some opportunities for a lot of us that maybe you're not open-minded enough. Just
Right, right.
That's fine. Speaking of people at Saucony, shout out to Jennifer.
Shout out
What
Jennifer.
up, Jen?
Love
Love her
her.
over here.
Jen's the best.
She is.
the
She's so
sweetest.
sweet.
She be tuning in every Friday.
She
I
do.
know.
She shows us so
I
much
know.
love.
Yeah.
She's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh man, but it's getting late, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. We've had
Man.
a long weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know it was very
Thank
short
you.
notice,
Very
and we still made it happen. We
Yes.
appreciate you always.
I appreciate you guys.
And
Congratulations on 10K.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
We did it.
Back at 20. Well, I
Back
don't
at-
know. Maybe next week. You never know.
Hey, look, things can change overnight. You feel me?
Y'all are pretty popular. I feel like the first 10 was the hardest and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because it was like the last 100 was like the last
200. It was like, come on now.
98 forever.
I
Shout
thought people
out,
was fucking with us on
shout out
purpose.
P-Rod because he really got us.
Thank
to 10K.
you, P-Rod. You, man, you helped a lot. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh man.
amazing. But as always, if you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button on Instagram, Sneaky Leak Pod, YouTube, Sneaky Leak Pod. We need more subscribers. What are we at?
We're at 14.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
1400.
That's not bad.
1,400, yeah, but still not bad.
For people who don't know YouTube numbers,
It's hard-
just
like,
being
YouTube
consistent,
numbers is
That's
hard.
not bad. Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Sneaky Leak Pod.
For someone who didn't want to do the intro, you definitely
I did the
that.
You ate that up.
I did the outro.
You really ate that up. I was like, I don't think I've ever done it at all. Like, because I would fuck up. No.
Full out.
Switching up. And we're switching up. Jay introed. I'm outroing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. But yeah, this has been another episode.
Of the Sneaky Link Pod. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See ya. All right, that was good.